Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee Chats Social Work Edition with Miss Parker Stewart. So I am sitting on my green couch, which I got off at a secondhand store, which is a really good find. I love secondhand shopping, but this green couch just brings me like come chat with me vibes. So I changed my location today for this coffee chat, and I'm sitting at a really big window that gives like a lot of natural sunlight, and the sun is just shining bright, and I have tons of plants around that just really bring the zen. So a combination of the green couch and the plants and the natural sunlight just really bring me to like this really zen place. I know that people have spaces that do that for them too, either at their homes or in their communities or when they're out and about. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. So coffee chats with a social worker. I really wanted to post on Sunday, but I just was really enjoying the snow day that we're having, or the snow weekend. So I didn't get to post. But today I kind of wanted to talk about longevity in the social work profession and how I have lasted 20 years. So I graduated in 2005, like I've previously shared, with my bachelor's in social work. And in 2007 is when I really stepped into the profession as a case manager in child welfare. Spent like 13 years or so in child welfare, then transitioned to clinical work. And then so I continue to do clinical work, but I also am a school social worker during the day. So, and longevity is like one of those things I think about and I reflect about. And I think it's so many different things for me. And I'm sure for those who have been in the field for a really long time, it's so many different things for them. And for the newbies coming in, you're just like trying to get your footing and understand what social work is and how you can make a change and impact and a difference, advocacy, all those things. But when I think about longevity, I think I've done it pretty well because I'm not crispy around the edges. Like sometimes you can see when like people have been in their profession for a really long time and the work has really chipped away at their positivity, their hopefulness, their passion, like all those things like contributing to like burnout, compassion fatigue. And so you notice that they're, I would say, like crispy around the edges a little bit. They might have like less patience and things like that. So when I think about longevity as it reflects for myself, I think I've mastered longevity, but I've also have found a way to continue to let my flame for the passion and my why continue to be ignited and shine bright and still influence all the change and difference that I want to make. And that takes a lot of self-reflection, a lot of peer consultation and connection and supervision, like all those things that are important along the way, so that you are doing your own personal work, because that does impact your professional ability. So I think that's one of the things I've been able to do kind of well, and I'm happy about that because it has kept me in the profession for that reason. So one of the things I wanted to talk about is setbacks, right? I kind of shared this on one of my other social media accounts about how I was facing a setback and the things that I did to work through that setback. And when I think about setbacks and my longevity of working in the social work profession for like 20 plus years, I reflect on all the setbacks that I had to work through, right? the reset, experiencing a setback and resetting. Now, when I think about earlier on in my career, my profession, it probably took me some time to reset, right? And when I say setbacks, those are the things that we can't control that happen in the profession. And there's a lot of things that we can't control. You're one person in a system, right? Whether it's that's a child welfare system, whether that's a school system, whether that's the clinical systems, right? We're one piece in a big collective system, and we're going to experience professional setbacks. And how we recover from those and how we still focus on what we can control is really important. It's so important because it impacts our ability to remain efficient and effective and rooted in the reason why we joined the profession in the first place, right? So I think I had practice with setbacks prior to entering the profession because of playing sports, right? When I played basketball, I've shared that, right? And so playing basketball, I've had to handle setbacks in game time, in practices, often, regularly. Missed layup, didn't execute a play, teammates injured and out, so you have to step up. You're a captain and you have to lead and encourage other people. Or you transition to college and your freshman year, you're riding the bench more than you really want to. Like all these plans that we make about how we envision what will be, and it turns out not to be, are setbacks, right? And how we reset from a setback, how we persevere through a setback and the time it takes us is really important. And I transitioned that from my athletic experience into my professional experience. Entering into the profession, going to court hearings, making recommendations that didn't get followed, or cheering for a client that didn't reach the outcome that you or they desired, or supporting a client in a system that wasn't set up for them, right? All these things that we have to face as we're working in the social work profession, there are setbacks. There are setbacks on how they personally align with our views and beliefs and core beliefs, systems, all those things, and then how they align with the profession. We learn. That's one of the other things. Like, you learn a lot about yourself as you are personally evolving. You're also evolving professionally. Like, you'll have some professional growth, then you'll have some personal growth, and then you'll have some professional growth, and then you'll have some personal growth. I feel like there's a lot of mirroring that goes on in that, but to get back on track. So the reset is really important. I feel like I've mastered that, and I do a lot of that in the mental training that I do with athletes in that role that I have in my profession. But I think that's contributed to why I have lasted so long and done it in a way that is still rooted in passion. And my flame for change continues to be lit. So I say all that to pose a question. How are you all out there resetting from setbacks? When you're facing professional setbacks, right? What are you doing to work through those? How are you being supported? Whether that's supervision, whether that's peer consultation, whether that's some personal work outside of the profession. What are some mindfulness techniques, mind shifts that you're doing to recover from the setbacks that you experience, right? And I think this can be a series that we talk about a little bit more, that maybe I will continue to explore and give some more tangible things that you can take away from the conversation about recovering from setbacks. I think I'll maybe do that for the next conversation that we have. But I just want to kind of start the conversation on how do you manage setbacks. And just thinking about my longevity in the field, I feel like that has contributed to why I have been so impactful and lasted, these last 20 years, and how I'm looking forward to the next 20 years, if that's if that's what my path is, right? So I want everyone to do great things and continue to evolve and be the best versions of yourself that you can, and know that the work that you do is really important and that you're making a difference. Every person that you come in contact with, it's a ripple effect, right? We don't always see the impact we have, but deep down, I feel like it's there. Like every small interaction has the ability to be something so big 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 15 years from now, right? So don't underestimate the importance of the interactions that we view as being smaller interactions, right? The small things are so important, right? I think that's another thing that maybe we can talk about. I'm a social worker who likes to take care of all the small things. From greetings to interactions to environment setups to communication to follow up, follow through, like all the small details that sometimes we tend to speed through. I like to slow down and be intentional about them. That's one thing that I feel is really important. And also something that people notice too. So, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Have a great day. I will talk to you all soon. See you next week. All right, bye.